A very warm welcome back to a chilly Minehead as we go towards the winter here in the UK. Things may just be getting very hot at Reds Bar because we have been littered with upsets here tonight. Kevin Dutz, he took out Jose de Souza. Mike Kuyvenhoven took care of Christoph Ratajski. Andrew Gilding, the UK Open champion, is gone. And so is the former Players champion Daryl Gurney at the hands of Neil Zonneveld, who will play Johnny Clayton in the next round. But now we turn our attention to a former finalist in this tournament. Back in 2012, the first Players Championship finals played at Minehead, Kim Huybrechts got all the way to the championship game before losing out to the great Phil Taylor. But here's a stat for everybody, including you, Murph. In the last 6 tournaments that he's played in this event, he's only won one game.
First leg, it's Martin to throw
and that was against Raymond van Barneveld 12 months ago. Is he going to lose in the first round again against the wall?
Well, let's find out over the course of a possible 11 legs. It only took Gadwin Price 6 to see off Ricky Evans, who made a rapid exit on the main stage. Just 10 minutes it took the Iceman to dismiss
97.
Evans in that encounter. And it means that Michael van Gerwen and Callan Rids is due to get going any moment. We will keep you updated.
60.
You witnessed this match between Martin Schindler and Kim Huybrechts, and one of the reasons that this leapt off the page to me, Paul, was because I just think they're so evenly matched at the moment, standard-wise. Can't really make a strong case why one player would be the favourite.
I couldn't agree more. I think they're both on an even keel, but in a 50-50 game, someone's got to make their presence felt. And first blood to Huybrechts with the first maximum.
And as if to back up our assessment, the head-to-head between the pair is 5 apiece.
60.
In fact, Kim Huybrechts first met Martin Schindler when he just finished his shift as a steward on the European Tour and qualified for the tournament. Huybrechts hammered him 6-0. He's a very different Schindler now.
Oh yeah, very, very different indeed. But he's got to be just as ruthless as back then against someone who is, funnily enough, playing in his 5th Players Championship finals.
He does have a 6-0 win to his name against Huybrechts. It happened a couple of years later in a Players Championship quarter-final. Huybrechts won their only meeting this year. And they've both got 5 wins against each other. They both play a similar game to each other, and they've both hit 180s in the opening leg. But it's a leg that Huybrechts has won, and he's won it
second leg, it's Kim
against the throw.
Game on.
If you believe in patterns, you're going to like what I say next, because when Martin made his debut in 2018, he didn't win a game.
180.
But this game really is delivering with 3 180s already. The next year, Martin didn't win a game again, but bear with me. Following year, he won 1 game.
100.
Last year, he won 2 games. He's on a fast track towards the quarterfinals, if you believe progression.
140.
But at the minute, against Huybrechts, he's going to need 4 darts at this rate.
He's caught up in a hurricane, isn't he? This is a stunning start from the Belgian.
57.
That first leg was completed in 14 darts.
We were always going to be guaranteed at least 1 Belgian
97.
through to round 2, because 2 Belgians played each other this afternoon in Mario van der Bojara and Mike de Decker, who is pushing for Kim's World Cup shirt next year.
96. Kim, you require 84.
Well, Huybrechts is a self-proclaimed best Belgian, not just now, ever. And he's showing it so far in this one.
72.
That one gets away. So it will be another 5-visit leg for Huybrechts. Well, hopefully for him anyway.
I'd like to weigh in a bit more on that Belgian debate, actually.
140. Kim, you require 12.
Let's see if Kim can hit double 6 first.
Game shot.
Silly question. Gets it immediately. Do you remember what Odin said to Thor about being king?
Remind us.
Thor was saying to his father, "But I'm king." And he says, "Well, you're not king." Not yet. And that's what I say to Huybrechts. You aren't the best player Belgium's ever seen. Not yet.
Think he needs to win something big?
Yes, I think he has to. When you look at Dimitri winning the match play and Claris winning the Masters, World Masters that is, then I think if Kim was to win something like that, he would then hoist his way up that ranking table, of which it doesn't actually exist, but it anecdotally does. But if he won this, I would consider him the best Belgian player based on what he's achieved.
Well, he started this tournament very well. 14 dart break, followed by a 13 dart hold. Good response here from Schindler. Cannot afford to let Huybrechts disappear into the distance. His second 180
55
of the match. 4 in total already.
82.
They're sharing the spoils in that department.
Yeah, this is turning into a pretty good dust-up.
Yeah, that was 17,
62.
leaving double top, having missed the bullseye with the first dart.
All this carnage before we've even seen a dart in anger from Dirk van Dijvenbode and Jermaine Watermina. You might need seatbelts for that one. Double 5. Or he might just bust it. And he had two options there, in my opinion. Even though a lot of people will say he had 3, he could have gone for the double 5, but that wasn't the right play. What he could have done was go for the single 2, which would have left a triple split double. This is just a double split double, which is 10s to 5s to odd number.
Ironically, he has to go for double 5 now. Should have done that last time, Martin. No problem, pal. He halves the deficit. Huybrechts had a bit of a leg off, but he's back on with a ton 40 to kick off leg 4.
It's hard to say that Martin has regressed in 2023 compared to a very good 2022. Because he's still inside the top 25 averages on the Pro Tour with Players' Championships only. That's really good. He's averaging way more than Kim Huybrechts, 2.5 points more. Martin's played 73 games to Kim's 65. So I'm trying to find the reason as to why Schindler should be favourite, but I'm really reaching here.
87.
It could be just as simple as Kim's won this year. Martin hasn't won in his career.
60.
Some people can win, some people can't. Just ask Gabriel Clemens. He's been in how many finals? And he lost to Kim this year in that final in PC3.
100. Martin, you require
that was a welcome return to the winner's circle for Huybrechts, but this is a welcome way back into the match for Schindler. No, that's wayward, and it means they can't finish in this visit, giving Huybrechts a go
92.
for the 78.
Kim, you require 78.
One dart at tops.
58.
He was hopeful.
Required 32.
The hope is extinguished. Double 16 for Martin.
Game shot on the 4th leg.
Yeah, good dart from Schindler, and it's a good recovery, having lost those first 2 legs. Took Huybrechts just 27 darts to win those 2. And Schindler just had a 14 dart leg of his own.
You don't win matches like this in the first 2 to 4 legs. You can be 4-0 down, you can still win. But don't make it any worse than that. And that's the thing about this format. They're masters at it.
121.
There are no better players in the world, better at best 11, than the 64 or 65 that have qualified for this tournament. 96. Because remember that Dylan Slevin didn't qualify, but still made it here, courtesy of Danny Noppert withdrawing. So, because they play best of 11 all the time, they know the intricacies. They know the forgiveness you can get from being a certain amount behind. And if you've got experience, like these two have had over the last few years, they know what to do.
140.
Winner of this takes on Gerwin Price tomorrow.
Which means they won't be on this stage.
something about Huybrechts' price kind of tantalises the taste
100.
buds.
Can you
For those who like
140?
a spicy meal.
Gilding Cam.
100.
That's worked out pretty well.
44.
But Schindler could take the lead after withstanding that brilliant start from Kim.
Game
In front he
shot on the
goes.
fifth leg. Martin Schindler.
2-0 behind, 3-2 up. Martin Schindler gets his nose in front.
One thing that Martin is really starting to learn as well is that qualifying for things like the World Grand Prix, the match play, European Championship on a regular basis, getting there regularly is one thing. Going deep in them
60.
regularly is another. Winning something is its own entirety.
95.
It's nearly 11 years since Kim Huybrechts was in the final here against Phil Taylor. 11 years ago.
140.
Martin Schindler hadn't even played in a major tournament then.
What can happen in the space of a decade? But the Hurricane's still here.
This year, Schindler's made 2 major quarterfinals, one at the UK Open here in Minehead and then one at the World Grand Prix just last
100.
month.
Kim, you require 170.
Not to forget the semi-final run at the World Cup.
96.
I think those runs do get forgotten. Dispel that rumour that maybe he was better with Max Hopp. Because some people were talking about that this summer.
105.
He did play a World
74.
Youth final here as well in Minehead, didn't he, against Dimitri van den Berg. Came out on the wrong end. As Huybrechts looks to get over that dart into tops.
54.
Gets over the dart, but not into tops.
Martin, you
This would be
require
monstrous.
96.
Should be double-double from here. Has he found that 60? My word, what a second dart that was. That was incredible. I didn't think there was any way past it, but he found it.
I still can't believe it was in. But he knew. Now Kim Huybrechts, well, what a incredible start he made to this game. Real
58.
hurricane force stuff from Huybrechts, but it seems like he's blown out. It's now huff and puff from Huybrechts, and Schindler is a big beneficiary.
This is fast turning into the kind of game that... It's a bit like when Fallon Sherrick started beating men on the Ali Pali stage. There was a nickname that was reverberating around Ali Pali for a couple of weeks. Ultimately, she didn't take it, but they were calling her Shockwave. And that's what we're feeling here at Minehead in the last 4 legs.
Well, he's still averaging over 100, Kim Huybrechts, in this game. Martin Schindler is a good 5-6 points below that.
I wonder what the German word is for wading.
Michael van Gerwen 4-1 to the good. On Callan Ridds.
100.
Yeah, that's not a nice draw. Callan Ridds worked really hard this year. Got himself a win as well against the run of form, and his
100.
resulting draw at the PCF is MVG. Yeah, that's not nice. It could just be one of those games, no matter how well
79.
Kim plays,
Martin,
he'll find
require
himself
180.
punching smoke.
$58. Kim, you require 88.
You feel he's got to take this. 7-7. He's been put under so much pressure in this game, and he lives up to his experience taking that 7-7 to bring it back to on throw. He misses that. Schindler could easily take and be a mere silhouette in the distance.
100.
But then again, the game might be just starting again.
Yeah, he's gathering that momentum again, isn't he, Kim Huybrechts?
What is it about games with Martin Schindler?
59.
In venues like this, they just have this ability to guarantee that someone's heart's going to break. You just don't know whose it's going to be.
Yeah, Huybrechts, the full force, aggression, animation, everything about elite level sport, competition, while
59.
Martin Schindler, on the contrary, just likes to keep calm and carry on.
To answer the question of what stops a hurricane, it's land,
45.
isn't it? So technically a wall can stop a hurricane because hurricanes form on water. When they reach land, they do get slowed down.
Well, one of two things happens, doesn't it? It either blows the wall to pieces or it does peter out.
Yeah, but how strong is the wall?
So that's the question that we're going to get the answer to in the next 10 minutes or so.
100.
It's the kind of wall that doesn't have any sort of cement moulding the stones or bricks together. It will fall, but he's got excellent foundations as this young man from Germany.
Still fancy Huybrechts here. Okay, he has slowed down a little bit. Will it affect his accuracy? Big dart, incoming, at tops. And he
96.
couldn't find it.
Martin, you require 63.
Because of that miss, this potential hit might yield a reaction. Double 16.
Game
Let's
shot
find out.
nearly
Nothing
played.
from the wall.
Martin Schindler.
Chess piece-like. As he
Not
goes
playing,
for the
it's Martin
6-3 win
Schindler.
on throw now.
Game
That
on.
was huge for his confidence of getting through this very tricky draw.
There was a football manager in the press this week that said
60.
didn't understand celebrating goals. He said you should just celebrate wins, not goals. It was actually Nigel Clough, son of the late great Brian Clough.
140.
And that's kind of the Schindler approach, isn't it? He's not celebrating legs, but he'll celebrate the victory if he gets there.
Chip off the old block, right? But I get it.
100.
I think in that moment, a younger, less experienced Schindler may have celebrated that with some form of gesticulation
42.
or maybe a fist pump or two. But ultimately, this guy really is starting to mature. And with the help of
100.
his team, of which there are a few people, he is getting better incrementally in his career.
But quite simply in this game, he's weathered the storm.
57.
Huybrechts would have felt $1 million away he started the match. Those two legs with two 180s and just 27 darts used to win them. The average is still tickling a ton, but it's Schindler who's managed the match.
84.
One of the games of the day for me. Littered with quality.
43. Martin,
This
you
one's
require
getting away from Kim.
57.
Yeah, he's got a couple of visits to clean this up. He's going to need them.
That record of Huybrechts winning one game in his last
30.
6 Players' Championship final events. It might be stretched to 1 in 7. And for someone who has made the final
96.
and the quarterfinals before,
Martin, you require 127.
he may just have nightmares about this tournament if he comes back.
Is this the winning finish? Treble 19. Not found, so Huybrechts will go to that target himself to try and tee up a
Kim,
shot.
you require 123.
And at least the bullseye at the end of this combo.
Double 9.
105.
Excellent try.
Martin, you require
And that was a
68.
try to stop Schindler from getting a match opportunity. He can't stop it anymore.
So close yet so far.
Kim, you require 80.
Schindler misses the match dart. Huybrechts has one more go at staying in this one.
No
Oh,
score.
wrong bed.
The single number
Martin,
gave it
you
away.
require 32.
It only just found the single one. Does this find the double 16? It's difficult.
Someone call a locksmith. Surely no way in.
No score.
And that proves to be the case. Martin Schindler could not find a way through the barricades, and it's 4 match darts missed for the wall.
Kim can't believe
18.
that he's coming back. In his own mind, he did not think Martin was going to miss double 16 at all. Same equation. The single's better this time. How's his double 4? It's just about there.
Kim Huybrechts.
Great game of darts, and it deserves to go on a little longer. Martin Schindler will be the only man who doesn't feel that way. The game between Callan Rydz and Michael van Gerwen has already reached its conclusion, and it's a 6-3 win. Michael van Gerwen, who averaged 21 points more than Callan Rydz in that game. 97.29. Van Gerwen just 76.51 Rydz.
That's a rather enigmatic performance from Callan. He will not be happy with that at all.
57.
As for this one, we've had match darts who've seen 68 busted to save the match. Plenty of maximums. What's next? Unfortunately, I have to say this at this point. Martin has lost too many games like this in his career. You've got to be able to get rid of games like this by 6 legs to 3 or 6 legs to 4, because you do not want to have to go further than that. You get chances to win by a distance, get it done.
No finish for Huybrechts, but it doesn't matter. Schindler's so far back that he cannot ruffle the feathers of his opponents.
Huybrechts is probably thinking, how am I still in this tournament?
Well, the thing is, both players have just dropped off a little bit. It's been a marvellous match, but now we're getting the tension.
He got 68 again. We are going the distance.
Kim Huybrechts
doesn't make any mistake there, but Schindler still has the darts.
The way they approached that fist bump before this final leg tells me both players know this has been a good game. The best we've witnessed on stage 2 today for my money.
Just what the doctor ordered for the Hurricane, that a trebleless visit.
A treble already. He's matched it with 1 dart. But he'll be disappointed not to have built on that.
And neither player has shown any sort of exuberance in this match, which is very un-Kim-like. But that means that they will have plenty in the tank. Kim's the first player I've seen today on this stage using a towel for perspiration. It must be really getting warm in there. But it's getting hot in the 60 as well.
Hot, hot, hot. Hot Huybrechts, hot Hurricane. And now Schindler needs to keep his cool. Difficult dart, he's going to switch. He needs to find that treble with this dart and does. But Huybrechts has taken command.
There's a certain ring to the rank of Commander Kim, because that's exactly what he's done in this leg against the darts. He's found his way to a 2-darter, and Martin hasn't even got to a 3-darter.
Well, he started superbly. And Kim Huybrechts wins it in the end. And there is the release. We knew it was coming. Huybrechts lets it all out. And what a way to win it. A 12 dart leg to see off Schindler in a fantastic darting duel on stage 2. Huybrechts is still going, still roaring. And he's roaring into the second round of the Players' Championship Finals. The former finalist himself, of course, over a decade ago. And if he brings that aggression onto the stage tomorrow when he takes on the top seed Gerwyn Price, then it will be a box office bout, as was that one. And the next one could be just as good. Dirk van Dijvenbode takes on Jermaine Wattermaner next.